Hey folks, welcome back. Chapter 9, Step 4, Adding Images to the nivo slider. We've added this chapter, or this step, sort of last, or one of the last steps in the process because it sort of builds upon the previous steps in this particular chapter. Let's go jump over to Dreamweaver and let's open up our index page and preview it in our browser so that we can sort of watch our progress as we go. We're going to be adding images to the nivo slider component. So as it's the primary layout that uses the nivo slider, we'll preview a page that uses that particular component, which is the index page. So that now that we have that open in our browser, we can actually just close the page down. And then we can go to our library folder. And we can open up the nivo slider.lbi right here. Now we're going to use a couple of combinations from the previous chapters or the previous steps, and that is we're going to be replacing images, and then we're going to be going into the code view. So to start off with, to add a new image, we're going to add or duplicate one of the images we already have. We're going to duplicate the heading, the paragraph, and the view page button, and then we're just going to be replacing that information with new information. So let's start by going into code view, and I'm just going to give myself a little bit more room to work with here. Okay, there we go. And let's start by duplicating, making a copy of image number 4. So we're just going to copy, and right down below we're going to paste. So now we have two images or references of image number 4. And let's say we're going to go up to a total of 8 images. So I'm just going to paste it 3 more times. Okay, next step is let's go over to the title and name these in sequence. So that would be 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this is very important because the title is what enables the heading and the paragraph information to be displayed when this image is displayed. I'll demonstrate that shortly. Okay, you can change the alt tag at any time. I'll just leave that up to you. The alt tag is the information that screen readers and narrators may use, and you can put whatever you want in there. Basically, it's just a description of what the image is about, but it's used for screen readers and narrators and folks with limited visual abilities while reading a web page. Okay, so next step, we're going to switch to design view, and there's our images there. So we're just going to squeeze that back over so we put them all in line from top to bottom, and we can see that we have all these duplicate images down at the bottom here. Well, let's just start with number 8, and let's enable our files, or there we go, like that. And we're going to now browse to the folder where we've imported the images. So if you haven't read the tips section yet on renaming or optimizing images for the web, renaming them properly for use on the web or within the website, importing them into your site, things like that, go to the tips section, brush up on the basics of working with images, because that applies to using any image in a web page, not just a template or not just the components within this template. But it's good information all around to know. Once you've imported your images, then what we can do is select that last image in the list, or you can even select the whatever order you want to go with. It really doesn't matter. But I like to start at the bottom because as I change images and get up to the top, I know where my 4th and my 5th image are. It's a lot easier to know because there's no more duplicates after the 4th. All right? So I select that image, go to my site, themed images folder, and I'm going to start by selecting the image and then replacing it with portfolio large 8. Select the next one, use my point to file tool, drop it on 7. Select the next image, use my point to file tool, 6, and this is all covered in the replacing images tutorial previously, so if you've watched that, you're pretty familiar with this by now. And then boom. And now we get up and oh, that image and that image not a duplicate, so this obviously is image number 4. If I'm not sure, I select it, go to code view, and oh, there it is, image number 4. Perfect. Okay. Now, the next thing I need to do after I've replaced the images is set up my headings and my paragraph and my little view page button. And what that is the heading, the description paragraph, and this view page button here, they coincide with the image that's being displayed. So what we're going to do is go to the code view again, and earlier I talked about updating the title over here to have a specific title. These specific titles match up to the identification or the ID down below, which we're going to copy and paste right now. So we're going to do sort of the same thing. We find the image 4 title and caption and we copy it. And we're going to paste this, you got it, 4 more times. So let's give ourselves a little bit of room to work with. And make sure you're pasting it right under the final image 4 caption and not below this div tag here. That would be very bad. And whatever you do, don't delete that div tag. You do that and things in your page will stop working. Okay, so that's why we put this sort of do these videos to help show you what to do and what not to do. Okay, so let's paste this 4 times. So once, hit enter, twice, enter, 3, and enter, and 4. Okay, so let's go up to the top and let's sort of start by renumbering things. We have image 3, 4. Here's a first duplicate, so we're just going to start with by changing all the references to 4 to 5. There we go, and now we've got to start with 6 and 6 and 6. The comment tag is not critical. You don't need to change that at all. However, in order to keep things organized, I like to make sure I change it in all locations. So we have, when we add a title and caption, we need to change the number a total of 4 times. The first comment or the opening comment tag, the ID, the heading, and the closing comment tag. Okay, so if you're looking for ways to keep organized, just count once, twice, 3, and down here is 4. Then we start over again with once, twice, 3, and finally 4. And then we should be out. Yep, and we're out. Now you can go back to design view, and now you can change your headings and your paragraphs and link your read more button to whatever page in your site you want that to link to. And that's what it takes to add new images or additional images to the nivo slider components. A combination of copying and pasting code, replacing images, and then copying and just updating the information that we've copied and pasted.